my friends. Darth Momo and Double O Studio. Darth Momo and Double O Studio here. We are back to rank our bonus videos.
I love how you just started without even telling me. You just like start the video, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're live.
Well, yeah. These are videos that are more or less like, I like to use the word cinematic adjacent. They aren't cinematic shorts that would have fit. Well, one of them is because we forgot about it, but these aren't videos per se that would have fit in with the ranking, with the other ranking videos. But at the same time, like I wouldn't call these ones like fun YouTube videos either. Like if we were all like official big time production companies, I would call these like bonus features on the bonus disc that aren't like behind the scenes or documentaries or trailers or blooper reels.
Yeah.
So, Cole, you watched all these in a couple hours. I watched all but the last two in one run. How would how much fun did you have watching all these?
Not that fun at all, actually. This was my. I'm gonna be honest on camera.
Okay.
This is my like least favorite one to do.
Yeah, I would agree.
So bad. It was my least favorite. It got to the point where I'm like, why are we even doing this?
Well, besides the fact that we teased it for like 5 weeks.
Oh.
So our first one we're gonna talk about is available on Coolio Kid Films. It's I can't even say it with a straight face. I think this is the one out of watching all of these. I think this is the only one where I was like, I think that should be on.
Yeah, and this was the first one I did, so I was like, why are we doing this? Like, I started with Ebola, and I'm like, no way we're doing this. Ah.
The reason I initially included this was like when I was trying to figure out what this was like a couple of months ago, when I was like actually doing some exploration in the Jake's channel, I was like, oh, this is some like video they made when Ebola was becoming like a threat or a world virus concern or whatever. And I like clicked to the middle of the video, like just a random spot just to see what was going on. And I hear something about, oh, the student at Mountain View. I was like, oh, this must be like some like actual video then, because there was no Ebola at Mountain View. And I'm like, okay, so it's some sort of like weird bonus video, just like his, I don't know, some other class video. I'm like, okay, this isn't just some like information video. I'm like, we'll include this. And then I actually watched it. I'm like, I mean, I know this is like some sort of work of fiction, but at the same time, like, I think this should be on here.
No,
But I
it
watched it,
shouldn't,
so
but
we're gonna talk about it.
it shouldn't be on here. I don't know why you put this on here.
So I'm trying to think. We have 20 something videos. One, two. I'm trying to see who will talk about this one.
I mean, you can just talk about it if you want to.
So I have 10 videos on here.
So you talk about it.
Yeah, and you can talk about all mine.
Okay.
So I gave it a 1 out of 10. I said it was hard to hear and it was shot horribly.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this is, and it probably shouldn't be on here, LOL.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. 1 out of 10.
Like, I tried to rank all these, like, for what they were. Like, I wasn't judging them the same way I was judging the previous videos, but, like, this, I don't even know how to judge it.
No, I originally put, like, a 2, but, yeah. 1 out of 10 is fine with me. Because, like, I don't know what this was supposed to be. Was this supposed to be, like, a class project? Because if it was, like, that was awful. Like, you can't even hear the guy at the end, and it's like, it's like a vertical aspect ratio, and it's just awful and blurry. And it's like, what? Why was this on YouTube anyway?
Ah, yeah.
That was awful.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. The next one, we're gonna talk about is a puppet show on Jaw Movies. It's called the
Oh,
Dysfunctional Werewolf Family.
oh.
Woo! What did you think?
So I actually gave this a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
I said it. I could barely hear it, and it was
Yeah.
kind of cringe, but for the most part, it was all right. Like it wasn't like awful, and it wasn't like um and not embarrassing, but what's the word that we always say? Like it's not like I don't know the word, but it wasn't terrible. I gave it a 5 out of 10. I don't know. It was just okay.
I gave it a 4.5 out of 10. I try because like I'm grading this as like a puppet show, so I'm trying not to
Yeah.
grade the camera work against it. But at the same time, like you kind of got to when it's like the camera. I mean, I just handed it to the person next to me and said, "Hey, record this for me." So like, but
Oh,
what? Go
the word
ahead.
the word I'm thinking of is offensive. It wasn't offensive.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so like I did hold the camera work against it just because like it was rotating up and down, so it's like you couldn't see and it was a little hard to hear. But I said like it was okay as a puppet show. Yeah, I agree. I put nothing special or amazing, so it wasn't offensive. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like great either.
Here's
But
the thing. Before we even continue, I'll just say like I'm kind of looking at these through the lens of like, okay, these aren't like cinematic shorts. These are just kind of like bonus. Like I don't. I mean, I'm
yeah,
giving them a little bit more credit for just existing because they're bonus. Like there's not that high standard we're trying to appease to. So I think 5 out of 10 is fair.
the next one is also from Jaw Movies. It is
Oh,
a bonus look at finished scenes from a scrapped project. Galactic Conflict 2 finished scenes.
Galactic Conflict 2. Where did I put that? Um, where? Shoot. I think I just put a. Oh yeah, I just gave it like a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a same kind of thing. Just kind of like, okay, no, not really. Wasn't really offensive. It was just kind of like, oh, all right, that exists.
So do you know what this was then?
This was unused footage, or
So it's no secret that I was very unhappy with how the first Galaxy War turned out, and I didn't like it so much that I tried to remake it.
oh, this is a remake.
Yep. But we didn't
Oh,
finish shooting it, and the problem was like because of the costume continuity, no, I couldn't take any of the scenes and insert them into Galaxy War 1 as was. Like if we had finished the Oponis Palmer fight, I could have used those scenes, but we didn't finish them. Um I gave this one a 2.5 out of 10. I said it had a better acting and production than the first Galaxy War, but not by much. I said it would have been cool to see this if it was completed, but oh well. It's it's still bad, and I would say arguably the fights were worse, but at least like the
yeah,
costumes were better, and there was
yeah.
some sort of like differentiating between locations.
I think I gave it like kind of a higher just because like at this point I've seen all the Galaxy Wars, so the bad acting and bad everything just didn't really phase me anymore. And also, like I said, this is like bonus, so I'm like, whatever.
This one I kind of judged on the same efforts as the other Galaxy Wars. I mean, obviously I didn't hold the fact that it was unfinished against it, but I try to
Mm,
look at it as like, okay, if I was, if this was a completed project, how would I be looking at it?
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
The next one is another puppet show, if you could call it that, from Jaw Movies called Mooda the Yoda Moose.
Oh.
Oh wait, I didn't put Galaxy. Um,
um,
to Mooda.
Mooda was cringe. That was like the cringiest thing you've done. One of the cringiest things you've done. You literally just had a talking. You had a puppet say lines from Star Wars. That was awful. I gave it a 3 out of 10. I was just like,
Forget
what
I
was
was
the
in a gift shop too in the back.
like what was the point of this? Like, why did you upload this?
We were up in
Uh,
Glacier Park, Montana, and um, we were in the gift shop, and I found that puppet, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun to play with." And I started like speaking. I said like some Star Wars line from Yoda, and I'm like, I'm gonna record me doing this just for fun. And I recorded him, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a YouTube video of that. I gave it a I gave it a 1.5. As I said, it was kind of funny, question mark, I guess, question mark. Kind of cringe though.
Yeah. My notes are literally 3 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun fact for you though, because I don't know how much we've talked about the Yackerson version of YouTube, it's supposed to be the clean YouTube. Squeegee.
Yeah.
So there was because it was like it wasn't just Yackerson's dad that like owned it. There was a couple of people, and one of them was like wanting to make his own website called Scruffy. I don't know why, but yeah, he wanted to call it Scruffy. So he was like trying to like separate the servers so that Squeegee could still remain in control of like Yak's dad, and then this guy was gonna go off and do
Oh.
Scruffy. But in trying to split the servers, it crashed it and broke both. So Squeegee stayed up for a while, but you couldn't do anything else on it. You could watch what was on there, but you couldn't upload anything new. And I had just uploaded Mooda to it, so I think eventually, like a year or two later, Squeegee got taken down or they took it down. But for a good year or two, the last thing ever uploaded to Squeegee was Mooda.
That is funny. That's good.
F tier it is, Buckaroo.
Oh.
The next thing we're going to talk about is the last puppet show from Jaw Movies, The Best Road Vacation.
So I actually gave this a 7 out of 10. It wasn't bad. Like, I think just because this was literally just a recorded puppet show.
Yeah.
Like I know that these are kids that make like in high school probably or probably middle school, I don't know. But they're doing like a puppet show, and I mean, I'm not gonna say it's bad because it wasn't like I don't know. It was again not offensive. It was kind of funny, so I gave it some credit.
Do you like the little connection to the other one that we threw in there?
Are you talking about the werewolf family?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that. I didn't
So
catch
Ronald
that.
McDonald pops in at one point, and one of the guy like who was hunting for him, like Ronald, that was my puppet from the first one.
Oh, I didn't. I thought you were just playing a similar puppet.
No, so yeah, we brought that puppet in the Ronald puppet. Fun fact that actually had Martina in it.
Oh,
Um, what did I give it? I gave it a 4 out of 10.
a 4?
Yeah,
Really?
I said at
Okay.
least I could hear it, but I said I feel like the story on this one was a little harder to follow and understand. But it was shot better though. But I was a little bored.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I just gave it a C because, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna like shit on these kids that made this.
Well, we made this in sophomore year of high school.
Oh, well, maybe you can go in D tier.
All right, I'll take that. I mean, I'll happily take a higher grade on my video, but I don't know about C tier. So I'll be happy with D tier.
I told you I'm ranking these a lot higher for
A
the
lot of
leads.
my videos in this I thought were pretty bad, but I had 5 in my head that if you wanted to rank higher than I gave it, I'd let you. The puppet shows
Okay.
were 3 of them, so yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
Um, the next one we're gonna talk about is also on Jaw Movies. I would say this
Oh.
could be like a co-joined operation with Nuclear Films, but they like rejected all ownership to this, so this is my video. This is some earlier drafts of a video that later got remade and uploaded. These are the Breakfast Brawl earlier cuts.
Oh. Um.
So it's basically just the
Yeah.
earlier 2 versions of Brawl put together.
I don't know.
What did you think?
That was kind of cringe. Um, I was
I
literally just
forgot.
watching
What did we
breakfast.
give the original Breakfast Brawl anyway? Did that go in F tier?
Yeah, I think I gave it a 4 last time, but I honestly the same thing with this. It's just like bad. Like not only is it breakfast ball like a different outtake that's bad, but there's multiple, and I thought the final product was bad anyway. I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4 too. I said the first one felt like it had more charm and character because, I mean, fun fact for you, that was actually the first video that Nick, Chris, and I made together. That first iteration of Breakfast Brawl. So, like, I don't know,
um,
like that one to me felt like it at least had some charm and character. But the second one had a better fight. But overall, both were kind of bad.
yeah.
And I can understand why Nick was like, no, we're not uploading it like that.
Good on him at least.
I mean, fun fact for you actually, because we made that in like the spring. We made the third and final Breakfast Brawl, and when Nuclear Films officially split from Darth Momo slash Jaw Movies and formed their own channel, Nick asked me to email him all the videos so he could upload them. So I emailed him all the videos, and there was two he didn't upload. He didn't upload. Um, what are you sniffing? Stop licking the carpet. Um, Nick didn't upload behind the scenes, and he didn't upload Breakfast Brawl. And
Yeah,
it's funny because Breakfast Brawl was the one he was kind of like the driving force behind. And then Yak eventually, like a few months later, was like, "Come on, let's upload Breakfast Brawl." So now it's on Nuclear Films.
it is on Nuclear Films.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cringe.
it's on John Movies too.
Yeah, I know.
So F tier it is. I have so much like Breakfast Brawl behind the scenes content on there, and I put it all on that DVD I made too, which is kind of funny because the Breakfast Brawl video itself is a minute and 36 seconds, I think. It's like a minute and a half, and the DVD has like 30 something minutes of content on it.
I was when I was done with the bonus videos, I was like looking on your channel and I started watching a little bit of Bounty behind the scenes. Or not the Bounty, the first Fool's Gambit behind the scenes. That stuff is hilarious to watch.
It's an hour long.
You're just like memeing around with Nick and Chris.
Yeah, it was really fun. um, the next one we're gonna talk about is Los Perritos Callientes. It's on Coolio Kid Films.
oh,
So I looked at this through the lens of it's basically a cooking video, right?
yeah.
I gave it a 4 out of 10. Um,
Ah.
I said I like the fact that they had like the aprons, like that was really cool. Like they were the Breaking Bad aprons,
Yeah.
and I like the opening shot of like it was them in the grocery store. Like that felt kind of cool. Um, but other than that, like it was very rough production. I had no idea what they were saying.
Yeah, and they're the like 3 minutes of the wieners cooking in fast motion. I gave it a 5 out of 10 just for like effort and being in Spanish and the El Perros Locos, whatever it is, Hirapanos Hermanos, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um, and also just like because you're right, like it is a kind of food cooking show kind of thing. I mean, that's never been done before. Um, so I gave it 5 out of 10, but yeah, it's still kind of bad.
Maybe I was a tad too harsh on it, but it was definitely not D tier.
Yeah.
The next one we're going to talk about is also on Coolio Kid Films. It's the anti-bullying PSA. Maybe I was too harsh on this one, so maybe I'll let you persuade me otherwise, but I gave it a 4 out of 10.
Whoa, really?
I said on here it's kind of bad, but a good message, but I laughed the whole time? Question mark.
Well, okay. Are you done?
What else did I say on here? Oh, the Trump thing was cringe. I don't remember what it was, but I know he put some like Trump thing in there, and I was like, that was kind
Yeah,
of
he
cringe.
did. He did.
I said it was edited pretty good though.
Yeah. This is one of those where I was conflicted on because, like, I don't know if this is supposed to be like an actual short. Like, was this supposed to be funny? Like, are we making fun of anti-bullying, or is this like for school?
Why would you make
Like,
fun of anti-bully?
dude, he literally put Trump memes in there. And I don't know if you noticed, but like when he got punched in the face, he like crawls up in a ball like stupidly, and he's like ah, and then his dog attacks him. How do you get
Okay, but
bullied
like,
by
have
a
you met
dog?
Dexter? Like, Dexter will rip your face off. I almost died from Dexter once.
Okay,
I
but
mean, I
like
guess you can blame that on Hunter, but
you don't get bullied by a dog like this. This clearly is like a meme. Like I don't think this is supposed to be real. So I actually kind of laughed. Like I know he doesn't really care for Trump. Like I don't know if he does or not, but regardless, it was kind of funny to see those in there. I actually gave it a 7 just because it was funny. But I'd be willing to put it in 6.
we can go deep. I don't know about 7. Especially because, like,
I
we're still sitting here debating the meaning of what it really meant.
Well, the reason why I put it in 7 was because if this was supposed to be for the memes, then it's funny. But if it's not supposed to be for the memes, then it's bad.
I mean, like, if it's for the memes, like, I that gives me a new perspective on it. But at the same time, like, I don't know about making fun of anti-bullying. Like, are you saying bullying is good?
No, it's just a meme. Like
Oh.
he's just be what is it? Hate laughing. I don't know.
So the next video we're going to talk about is available on Jaw Movies. It should be available on the WebShark since it was about his video. But we're going to talk about unreleased Batman footage.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Um,
this is
yeah,
mine, I
you
guess.
take it.
6 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Do explain.
I mean, it was kind of cool to see like a Batman that could have been. Um, your commentary was cringe. Um, but like, I don't know, seeing the footage, it's like that could have been cool. Like the costumes were on point, the makeup was on point, and then the ending where where you're all in Nick's room and you're just like memeing around talking about how you deleted the whole footage. That's just funny to watch. Um, but I will say this. I'm gonna say this on camera. I am always and forever will be Batman.
Um, well, I gave it a 1.5 out of 10.
What?
I said that was actually cancer and cringe. Because like that part where I was commentating about like LDS dating guidelines,
Yeah, that was cringe.
that was cringe. And then the whole part where like, okay, so like I don't know if you picked up on this or not, but like when Nick deleted that, I was pissed. Like I hate scrapping projects, deleting projects. So the fact that like we didn't end up finishing it and it was only maybe about 85% shot, but it was still like we still could have like edited what we had. And I tried for a good solid month to get that footage from Nick. And then like for us to, and I think that's why I had my computer out in that video. Like why I had the computer out was I was trying to get it. And he's just like, oh, I think I deleted everything. And I was pissed that he did that. But like I didn't want to like, get made fun of for being mad about that. And I didn't want to like be cringe about it. So I was just like, oh, no, I don't have that. That's gay. Oh yeah, oh well, who cares? And to me, like watching that, knowing that, I'm like, this is cringe to watch because of that. Like
Oh,
watching
I
me
didn't.
like actually mad, but trying to like not be mad.
Oh, I didn't know that. Why didn't you like stand up for that project and actually get mad at him?
What else could I have done? And the sad thing about that now actually is there is a way I could have recovered that. Like now I know like when you delete something off of a device, like it's not necessarily gone right away until you override it with other data. So like I mean or Harrison recorded the bounty behind the scenes that day and he recorded like 40 minutes of footage. So like I'm pretty sure it overwrote at least most of it, if not all of it. But if I had acted then, I actually probably could have. I didn't know that at the time, but if I'd acted then and if I'd known that, I could have actually recovered that footage.
I don't know, man. I think there's some things where you just gotta get mad at people for.
Yeah,
Because
no, I'm really mad about that. I'm like, bruh.
if I was, I know I wasn't because that was when Nick and I were like, I don't know what we were. arguing about. But we at that point in time we weren't like hanging out, and I just know that if we were like hanging out at that time like close, and that was me, I would have been really mad. And you know me with my videos,
Yeah.
like I take it seriously too. So I don't know, man. I feel like that is actually kind of cringe. Like we'll take it down because I didn't know that. Like I didn't know you were mad, but like playing it off like that's cringe.
So like, I don't know, like, what was I gonna
I
say
would
now?
have
I
been
lost my whole train of
furious.
thought.
Because didn't something like that happen to me too, where we lost the footage and I was pissed? I think something happened that the same to me.
I know we lost underground.
I don't remember, but I remember I was pissed about something too. I don't know, but yeah,
Like,
that's
that's
like,
why, like, I really don't think that that was accidental. Like, okay, maybe like, oh, you accidentally deleted a shot or something, but how do you just accidentally delete everything? That's why, like,
yeah.
I think he was mad because we filmed that on the same day we filmed Object of the Unknown. And Nick was mad that we were doing that anyway because he's like, we're rushing Object of the Unknown so you can get to your Batman. And literally, like, Hunter just basically invited all these people over to Nick's house and said, hey, I'm going to use your
Oh yeah.
house. And Seth was like complaining the whole time, and Nick wasn't being helpful at all with Seth. And um, Seth was like screwing everything up. And I'm like, Nick, can you help us? And he's like, I don't care. And I think that's the whole reason why Hunter cast McKay as Batman was just so instead of you was just so he could use Nick's house. And so I think that's why I think Nick was never really on board with it, and I think Nick was mad that we did that, so I think that's why he deleted it.
I mean, do I
Be
agree with?
wrong. It could have just been an accident, but part of me is like, there's no way that just accidentally happens.
I do agree with Nick though for all that. Like Hunter, I don't know if I mean you said Hunter basically invited all these people over. Like that's kind of messed up.
Well, I
And
remember when
also,
Hunter was like talking to Nick about it too. Like he was basically like, "We're just gonna like, can we use your house?" And Nick was like being coy about like answering, and Hunter's like, "Well, we're gonna show up and use it anyway." And Nick's like, "Well, I'm gonna lock the door." And Hunter's like, "You never lock your front door."
that's actually true. um, if he was mad, do I agree with him deleting the footage? No. But I don't know, man. I love it because there were I just I didn't even know this was happening, and it's funny because it gets canceled anyway. So I still will forever be the Batman.
Yeah, no, I
I
mean
remember.
it's cool to see. Like, I agree with you. It's cool to see a look at like what could have been, but at the same time, it also makes me mad too because it's like, oh, what could have been.
I don't know. It was funny. I remember when I found out about this Batman, and I'm like, oh, they made a Batman without me, and then I found out I got deleted. And I'm like,
Yeah. So
anyway,
what do we put it in then?
I guess F because now knowing that you were like, yeah, that's like cringe. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't care. We can put it in D too. That's whatever.
Oh well, too late. Um, the next one we're gonna talk about is on Coolio Kid Films. It's a stop motion video. Skittles.
Oh, you put that on here?
Yeah,
Oh, I completely missed that. All right, well, you go anyway. You're supposed to go anyway.
yeah. Did you watch it?
No, I missed it. I didn't even see it on your thing.
Okay, well we're gonna put an interlude in the video because it's 30 seconds long. So go watch it real quick.
Ah, what was that like? What was that like Mongolian music in the background?
I don't know. So, how do you feel having watched it?
I feel like I've lost a few brain cells. My life expenses expectancy went down. Expectancy. I can't even get the word out.
I gave it a 3 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10.
I mean, I said the stop motion isn't too fluid. Interesting music. And I said I'm not, and I also put I'm not even sure what.
I don't know what happened either. Are the Skittles like supposed to be eating the other Skittles? Because like when the two Skittles eat the blue Skittles, it goes away, but then they come back. I don't know.
Oh, Rip Jake.
Why is this on here?
This is probably a video production like project.
Oh.
Moving on. I mean, was there anything else you wanted to say about it, or?
Heck no. Heck no.
All right, so moving on. Next, we get to talk about a Double O Studio gem, and by gem I
Oh.
mean absolute cancer. Yoda song.
Oh.
I gave that a 1 out of 10.
Whoa. A one is crazy.
So I was judging this as a music video, right? And yeah, the whole thing is just cringe. The green screen, the audio, some of the audio doesn't even sync up with the words. Or with the mouth movements, the dancing, when he's going, I'm like, what is this? I'm actually kind of relieved. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but based off the credits, it sounds like this was more of a Brandon Pace brain, or what's his last name? Or it's Braden Pace,
Base.
isn't it?
Base, yeah.
Yeah, Braden Pace. Is it Braden or Brandon?
It's Braden.
Braden. This sounds like this was a Braden Pace brainchild, so I can still hold some respect for you, but yeah.
This was like him and mine, so I'm just I'm just bad, I guess.
Ah! I mean, you made
Like,
Shanny Bird, so that helps balance it out.
I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Oh, maybe I'm gonna retract some respect. I'm just
I
kidding.
didn't think it was a one. Jeez. I thought it was funny. It was cringe and awful, but I don't know. It wasn't like I didn't think it was offensive. I thought it just kind of exists.
So, like, did you just because you said in the beginning Seagulls? Did you just take the song from the Seagulls bad lip reading video?
Yeah,
Wow.
maybe that is kind of offensive. I made it for a school project, so that's I don't even remember why we did this, but um
And
I
also,
mean I
Max is
guess
just cringe in this. I mean, everything else that we've made that Max is in, he's kind of cringe, but like he's cringe in this. No offense if you're watching, but you're cringe.
he's not cringe and Rocky.
Oh, was he in Rocky?
Yeah, he's
The only other
epic
thing I
and
remember him in was Water 2, and he was cringing.
yeah, that was bad. That was bad. I can give it a four. I'll give it a four for not even being my song, but
I
a
mean, you
one is
can keep it a
wild.
5 for all you want. It's still going in F tier.
Well, it's an F tier, but it's an F tier with dignity.
Does Skittles have dignity? I
At
should
least Skittles was
also say
original.
too that this video actually isn't available anywhere.
Yeah, for good reason.
Um, Another video that's also not available anywhere is an infomercial made by Cole Steiner. An infomercial. What in tarnation?
Oh.
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, heck yeah.
I made this face the whole time watching it. I mean, it was kind of funny actually, I guess. I mean, it wasn't like amazing, but it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't. It at least got a passing grade in my eyes.
Okay, is that all you're gonna
That's
say?
it. That's all I really had to say.
I love this video.
If you love it so much, why don't you re-upload it?
No. This is one of those guilty pleasure things. Like, I'm glad I made it because I'll watch it. Like I'm not gonna make it public because it's kind of cringe. But to me personally, I think it's hilarious. I gave it an 8.
We can go 7, just because there was some creativity in there, and you don't find a lot
I
of that in the modern studios nowadays.
I true. I thought it was really funny. Like I'm literally the guy literally couldn't throw his trash away, and he's like, "Is your is your trash can not letting you throw trash in it? Come on down to my trash cantina where you can buy trash cans." Like I just think that's so funny,
Yeah, we can put it in C.
and I thought my acting was really good actually.
Yeah, you did good. The next one we're going to talk about is a Double O Studios video that's not available anywhere.
Okay.
It's The Great Race.
Heck yeah.
I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Maybe I should go higher. I don't know. For the memes, I literally wrote that on here.
Well, I went higher for the memes.
Okay, we can go higher. I'll give it a 7.
Why you? I went higher than that.
Oh, I said I really love the camera work and the editing in that first like 30 seconds. I don't know why, but like I watched it and that just feels so like legitimate. The part where like the camera like cuts to my like it's at like a side shot and it's slightly zooming in, and I'm like I can be a woman whenever I decide to. Like that felt like that came out of like reality TV.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a fun video.
Yeah, you guys are racing on, or Chris and Hunter are racing on like tables, and Chris just falls off.
Eh,
I gave this a 9 out of 10. Dude,
you
this is
know what?
iconic.
Just for the opening like 20 seconds, we could put it in B tier.
Dude, this thing's iconic. The Great Race. I mean, come on, we love this video. Like,
Yeah.
I could be a woman when I want to, and then it's just Hunter and Chris moving on a table. That's so funny. And then Chris walks in, and he's like, "Uh."
Are we recording? Yeah. I identify as a female. You see this? You think this is a woman? He says he's a woman. I don't want to get it on with this.
Yeah, that video is iconic.
Yeah, we can go B tier. Yeah, that video's epic. Speaking of epic, we're gonna move on to something that's not epic.
Okay.
This is like the holiday special of our videos. We're gonna talk about Galaxy War 4 on Ja Movies. Did you watch this?
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing though. I wasn't about to waste my time watching that whole thing. Um, four, three, one of those out of 10. It's literally just you reading a script. Like,
Not all of it, but most of it.
I mean, that's still bad. Like, why would I want to sit there and watch all of you read a script and you can't even hear it anyway? And it's just so cringe.
Well, so
And
wait, you didn't watch it then? Because you said you watched it, but then you said you weren't gonna watch all that. So now I'm
well,
confused.
wasn't it long?
It was 16 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit through that in 16 minutes.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it, but I
Oh,
didn't watch all 16 minutes of
okay.
it.
But then,
I
like,
probably I,
did you see like the finish scenes?
where are the finish scenes?
Well, there's
Like,
the opening scene is finished, and then like the second to last scene is finished.
well, I mean, I watched it until like, because I know you guys were on the floor like reading lines,
Yeah.
so I watched it until like that. So
And then you
yeah.
stopped.
Well, I mean, I watched a little bit of it, but I'm like, this is literally just you reading
Yeah.
scripts. So I'm like, I'm not gonna watch this.
I forced myself to sit through it.
You wasted 16 minutes.
So I mean, like, was that all you had to say, or
I mean, yeah, it was just you literally just uploaded you guys. I mean, the unfinished shot or the finished shot was fine, but like the rest of it was just you guys reading a script, and then there was like some audio lines that came up, wasn't there?
at the very end? Yeah.
Oh, maybe I did watch. Well, actually, I skipped to the end a little bit, so I watched
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, a bit of history on this. Like, so first off, I gave it a 1 out of 10. Just looking at it at the fact that like this is basically like a rough cut. Yeah. This is actually like so we started Galaxy War 4 was gonna change everything. It was gonna blow your mind. And then we shot like 2 scenes and that was it. And for some reason it stalled and we never finished. And like a year later, I was like, we're clearly never gonna finish this. But I had like our first get together before we filmed anything. I filmed us all like recording. I recorded us like reading the script, our first read through, like the table read. And so I'm like, you know what? Like, I hate to see this go to waste. And I'm like, I'm just gonna like make like a rough cut version of this because I hate seeing this go to waste. And that's how that happened. And I'm like, this is gonna really confuse people. when they see this. And so I recorded a documentary explaining what happened and I uploaded that. And when I was going on to make my DVDs, I really actually contemplated like deleting this from history and saying like this should just be something like Galactic Conflict 2, where like I just have like the finished shot scenes is like this is what we filmed. But I'm like, if I delete this, I'm like, then the documentary is like means nothing and is the documentary, which was meant to clear up confusion, is gonna cause confusion. I'm like, then I'm gonna have to delete that too. And to the other hand, like it's kind of like hypocritical for me to be like, I mean, I understand why Cole took his videos down, but I still think he shouldn't have. And then to go like, yeah, I'm gonna delete this because this is bad. So I'm like, no, I just need to accept that this happened, that I made this weird, stupid decision, and I just need to explain it as best as possible to people.
I mean, you don't have to accept that.
Well, I believe in that. I'm not gonna wipe history.
Okay, boomer.
So
Um,
yeah, that was that.
yeah, that was awful. Sorry.
No, I agree with you. I think this is worse than, well, I don't know. Like I want to say that like Power of Lord Palmer is awful, but then this is awful too. You know, they're both awful. Speaking of awful, the next
Oh.
thing we're going to talk about is Lance Reality Films #1.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is available anywhere, and to that I say thank God.
Okay.
I gave this a 1 out of 10.
Oh my gosh.
This was one of the most boring things I've watched.
Okay.
And none of, like a lot of the audio doesn't even match up with your lips. You're obviously lip syncing. I was bored the entire time.
So, like, are you coming at this as like entertainment or like a short film?
I was coming at it as like a music video,
Okay.
ignoring the fact that this was obviously not your song. Ignoring that fact, I was coming at it as if, okay, these are some amateurs that they put together a music video, and it was a 1 out of 10.
That you're like extreme in directions. Like in the Lego video, you're like, oh yeah, my Lego life, 8 out of 10. Oh, your Lance Reality album, 1 out of 10.
I mean,
Like,
I gave all
geez,
my videos bad grades on here too. The only reason the puppet show's in D is because you put it as a 7.
it's like I don't think anything should be a one unless it's like has literally nothing going for it.
I
Like
was just bored watching it. Like I could get over the fact that this was like horribly made, but I was just so bored watching it.
I love this thing.
Well, you should
I gave it a
re-upload it.
s- I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Oh, we're gonna have an issue.
Dude, I love this video. Jake and I always reference this video. We got Nick. This was the day we made Circle K with the boys. Like, I love this video. Like Jake and I just like rocked out to some tunes, and then Nick was there, and we pretended like we were passing like weed, and then Jake just like tweaks out and starts like smashing the pillow on Nick or something. It was just funny. Like this is one of those iconic videos that I love. 1 out of 10 is crazy. Don't make that face. Yeah, that's not fair. At least D.
I'm going to regret this.
Hell yeah! Put that sucker where it belongs.
I
What?
hacked a loogie because that was disgusting.
I don't know why you hate that so much.
I was just so bored, and then it went on forever.
It was epic. Jake and I dancing and singing.
But if we're gonna put it in D, that means we should bump up everything else.
No. You know what?
That was a
That's okay. We
reference to our
can.
last ranking video.
We can do that.
No. You know what we should do? We should make like a separate. We're gonna make a separate D tier,
Oh my god.
and we're gonna put that in there.
Why?
Just for the memes.
Okay.
Ah! The next video
Dick.
we're gonna talk about is actually epic. It's One More Try on TheWebShark.
Yeah, that one's iconic too. I want to take this one.
Okay, you can take it.
This one's iconic
Okay,
because
make your
I
case.
because I helped make this one, and I remember like when I don't know why Hunter asked me to do this for him, but I was just like, okay. So I did this for him, and I remember thinking, like the final product. I remember thinking that was epic. Where did I write that? Where is it? Oh, I gave this a 9 out of 10.
I don't know about a 9.
I
I
know
gave
about a
it.
9.
Was that all you wanted to say, or?
It's just funny. Like he's clearly out of shape, but he's like got this like tight pants on, and he's like pretending to be like an '80s pop star, like singing to
Yeah,
a girl, and he's like playing with a chicken, and he's like in a tree, and it's just like it's funny. Like this is something you would see on Saturday Night Live or something. Like I think for low budget too. Like I respect the heck out of it.
I gave it a 6.5, but I think I was kind of harsh on
Jeez.
it. Um, I love that it's like shot in different places. Like it actually feels like a real music video.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I
I
edited this.
I said it wasn't amazing. And some parts didn't sync up, but most of it did. It just wasn't like as or super engaging for me. But I agree with you. I don't think it should go in D tier.
Yeah, you should take my D tier out of D tier. What even is that? Give justice to Lance Reality Films.
No. So what do you say on this one? Should we put it in C tier?
I think 8 is perfectly fine for that one.
All right. We're leaving that there. I'll give you 8 if we put that in F.
No, dude. One more try is god tier. It's goaded.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll give it that. It was good. Um, the next one we're gonna talk about, I actually think is really good.
Okay.
It's on nuclear films.
Okay.
Nuclear waste.
All right. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Um, I said it was kind of cringe, but it was kind of funny. Like I like the editing, and I don't know, it's just some fun random skits. Like I could
Okay.
sit down and turn my brain off for a minute and a half and enjoy this.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I have to say.
That's it. Okay. So when I was watching this, I was like, most of these are kind of cringe, but that one where you're like messing with a thing with your head, and Robinhood's like, "Were you dropped on your head as a baby?" And you're like, "5 times." And Robinhood goes, "Oh." I literally died laughing. Like I was cackling. I like hit the floor. That was epically cum. Like that skyrocketed my ranking just for that. I gave it a 9. Just for that.
Fine, but we can go B.
I thought it was hilarious. Just that one skit. Like everything else was kind of like me on the couch saying, "Oh, what do you want to eat?" That was cringe. But you in that line like, "Oh, that was so funny." 5 times actually. Oh,
Shiach.
that was awful. It really should be a C tier, but I'm giving it an 8 because that one skit had me dying.
I'll say that about Robdu. Like it's funny. Like he very much wanted to do like small skits and type thing. Like a lot of like the cinematic videos on their channel were Yakerson's brainchild, but all like the skits and comedy bits, those are all Robidoux ideas.
Yeah.
And most of these were actually Robidoux's. I mean, the bagel thing. I don't know whose that was. I know that wasn't Robidoux's.
Oh, I actually wish that was not on YouTube.
Okay, so the next video is actually a cinematic short. We all forgot it existed until after we made our 2018 video, so we couldn't add it in there. We're gonna talk about Chess in the Desert. It's not available anywhere because it was copyrighted, but it was a WebShark production. Um, I gave this one a 5 out of 10.
Okay, yeah, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, I
is
gotta
that?
elaborate, huh?
Yeah, jeez. You egg.
I said, okay, I guess. It's basically the first one, but just reversed. So like it's nothing new. It's just kind of boring. And the Yackersons are cringe. Like, at least in the first one, like it made sense, like they're at a park, some kid comes up on a skateboard. But here, like Yak and Andrew pull out their like old car in the middle of the random desert. They're just like, what's going on here? And they're trying to wear these glasses and look like smug and cool. And to me, it just was like, okay, that's kind of cringe. Um, but one thing I did like was like at the end with just like Hunter like just there by himself. Everybody left him. That was hilarious.
I actually, well, first off, I gave this a 7 out of 10,
Okay.
and I actually, the more and more I think about it, the more I actually kind of think it's better than the first one,
Okay.
and and I'll explain why. So, first of all, I will say that I'm kind of mad they made this because like they didn't involve me, and I don't know why they didn't involve me. They literally made the exact same one again, but just without me. So I was kind of sad about that. Um, but I don't even care about that because I started to think about it. I'm like, you know what? Like, as a short, this makes like first of all, it's structured way better and it makes more sense. Like in the first one, it's just like a meme. Like, oh, we have random glasses coming out of nowhere and covering Hunter, and there's an explosion, and then there's the Titanic, like slow motion thing as Jake falls on the like it's not like a production. It's just like random garbage, and it's like kind of cringe. But in this one, it's just like it's kind of funny because like there's just these two people playing chess in the middle of nowhere next to a cactus, and then like I just find it really funny that a car just rolls up out of nowhere. Like, why are you out here to begin with? And then they just roll out the window, and Andrew just goes, and
I
they just drive off. And I don't know, it's not anything special, but I do think
mean,
it's
like,
kind of
I feel bad hating on it because, like, it is made better and it is made good. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It at least deserves a passing grade. What do you think about D tier?
oh.
We can go 7, fine.
I mean, it has like good music. I know the music's copyrighted, but like, I don't think it's offensive at all. I just,
I prefer a chess in the cabin over this one.
yeah.
I
I
guess
don't know. I like the.
we'll talk more about that when we actually rank all the chess videos in our final one where we rank all the franchises. But yeah, I guess we can. I don't know. You don't want to go D tier, huh?
No.
All
Well,
right. We
I'm now not gonna do that because you put my music video in second D tier. Hey, also, there's another short film that we missed.
what? What did we miss?
You're tweaking. There's like this horror film that Jake made, and he's currently looking for the footage. But yeah,
Oh, so
I
he
made
doesn't even know if it exists.
no, it does exist. Like I played a character. We all played characters, and we
Well,
shot
I
it in
didn't
a.
play a character. I don't remember.
Well, you didn't play a character, but I did. But yeah,
Bro, I already made the Jake DVDs.
I don't think he's gonna find it. He said he'll look around his house, but I don't think he's gonna find
He'll look around his house for a digital file.
it. Well, I mean, it could be an SD card.
Ah, the SD card.
So
All
yeah,
right.
I thought this was. I was waiting to tell you this on Chess in the Desert.
We're gonna make a part 2 to this bonus video.
No.
So our next one we're gonna talk about is a Double O Studio video that's not available anywhere, although I actually think this should be. Um, it's animated storyboard, The Trainer.
Heck yeah.
I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I said it was actually kind of funny, but I was confused by the ending.
You're confused by the ending?
Yeah, so like, what's the joke? Like, is it supposed to be a little girl? Is it his sister? Is it someone they know? Like, the joke didn't
That
land for me because I didn't feel like it was explained properly.
It's just a little girl. Like this whole time, this dude is like preparing to fight his bully, and he rolls up, and it's just a little girl,
Okay.
and like the trainer is like, "Are you kidding me? Like I trained you for this," and he just drives off. So,
I mean, it was well made though. I mean, as a storyboard, like it's good. You should re-upload it.
maybe it's literally just stick figures. Um, I gave it a 7 out of 10
Okay, well,
because
I feel like I've given in to every other of your compromises, so I'm gonna fight for this one.
why? It's just stick figures.
Fine, 7.
Yes.
Just remember all these times I gave in to you, and then you just like destroyed my pride and joy last time.
All right, fine. You can put it lower.
No, we can. Well, did you want to elaborate more, or did you just want to say 7 out of 10 and leave it at that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's drawn decently. Like, yeah, it's stick figures, but like, it is kind of like drawn okay. Like, and the story is funny. It's fun to watch. Like, I don't think it's. I mean, it could be D, but I don't know. I think it's okay. Like, I think it's a 7.
All right. Was my Lego Rebel Life okay?
Oh.
Ah! The next one we're going to talk about is actually available on Nuclear Films. This was an editing project called Hold Up.
Oh.
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Oh.
You
Okay.
gonna fight me on that one?
I guess.
I mean, I was looking at it purely from an editing standpoint, just because it was an editing project.
Well, I actually did that editing project and I know how to edit that, and that was not edited correctly at all.
Um, I said it was decently edited, but the yak insert was kind of cringe.
Oh yeah, so I'm watching this. Like I know I'm kind of taking over your review here, but I'll just
No,
I'll
go
just say
ahead.
this. I'm watching this and I'm like, I had to edit this same thing, and I'm already thinking like his version is bad, and then I just see Yakerson inserted, and I'm like, that was awful.
I'm like, because you could totally tell that that wasn't like. I mean, it doesn't match the rest of the footage, like
No,
grain
not at
wise,
all.
yeah, and it just pops out of nowhere. And like everything else is like actually on like a decent set and whatever. They're in a real bank, and you can totally tell he's just in a random bedroom.
Yeah, that was awful. I thought that was so cringy because it's like okay, like I can understand you uploading like a project that you did, but like to add yourself into it, then it's like, well, now you're kind of like taking credit for this that you clearly didn't make, and you're like
Yeah.
making it your own like story.
I mean, to be fair, he does put in the description, this footage isn't mine. But also to counter that, who reads the description? Like maybe 30% of viewers?
Yeah, I didn't read this description, so I didn't know that. I just assumed that he literally made it like his own little thing, and he inserted a scene of himself.
Well, he doesn't commentate on that. All he says is, this footage isn't mine. It's ancient. I do the best I can with it. It was a project for my editing class.
Yeah, see, he doesn't like talk about that insert. So like as soon as that insert comes up, it's like, so what is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be a project or is this supposed to be like your own little film now?
Yeah. I did also say, too, I think we need to actually make a rule on this. I think we need to actually speak to the United States Congress, and we need to actually pass legitimate legislation banning Christopher Yackerson and Nuclear Films from using Kevin MacLeod's music.
Was it used in this?
Yeah? Like, I'm literally watching, like, he uses the same track like 15 times in all of his videos. Like, it's that track from, I just know it off the top of my head from Legends when I get out of the vehicle and I'm running like this. And Jake comes up to me, he uses that same stupid track in this video.
Oh.
So I'm like, for that alone, I'm like, that automatically knocks it down. A 1930s video, like he couldn't just go one stupid video without putting Kevin's music in it. And it wasn't even new Kevin music. It was literally the same track he's used in these other videos.
Yeah, I don't understand that. That was the one thing like I always made sure to do was find new music because music is so important. Like it really like when you listen to it, you can see the scene.
Yeah.
Like and music really like attaches you to that specific film. So it's like when you have every film with the same soundtrack, nothing special.
Yeah.
And it's just it comes across like kind of cringe because it's like you can't there's there's a whole internet out there full of free stuff and I found a bunch of free stuff for the Gunman 5. So like I don't understand how hard it is to just like find new stuff besides Kevin.
Yeah, and that's like at the same time too, like he does himself a disservice because like he's used that music in some good videos he's made, and he's used it in some bad videos. I mean, I think it's almost unanimously agreed upon that Legends isn't a very good video. I think even Yackerson doesn't really like it. And
Mhm.
now it's like I look at this project and it's hard to judge it as its own thing because all I can hear in the back of my head is stupid Legends.
Yeah. So what I gave it a 4 just because like, and I'm not trying to dog on Yagerson's editing skills. Like, we all had the same footage and we were supposed to edit it. But I specifically remember there's like so many little takes that he didn't put in this, and there's so many like for example, when the guy walks into the bank and looks at the girl, like there's a take of the girl looking back at him, and there's a take of like him like being nervous, like looking at the cop, but he didn't insert any of that, and it's like the way he edited it, it doesn't make any sense. It's like all these people walk into a bank, and it's like, what do? They just stand in line, and why do they need to time that? Like all they did was just go into the bank and rob it
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah,
So it's
okay.
like,
Yeah, that's true. I was kind of confused by that too. I was like, what are they timing? Like, I get it's an operation, but there was really no point. They could have just walked in and all by
and I
themselves.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I remember there was so much footage that was that I used in my take that explained that a little bit more. Like there's so much stuff that he didn't put in there that would have helped that. And I remember watching this and I'm like, bruh. And then I saw his like little plug and I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, we can put this in F. I used him as the thumbnail too.
I know.
All right, we're down to the last three videos, and they're all John Movies videos.
Okay.
So the next one we're going to talk about is Galaxy War 4 narrated script.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a narrated script. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. Like, it's just you reading the script.
Yeah.
Like, it's not offensive. It's just it kind of exists.
What did you think of the story? Having seen the first three Galaxy Wars now, what did you think of the story on this one?
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I kind of did just like watch like half of it, and
Oh, I was actually looking forward to talking to you about the story to see what your take was on it.
I mean, I'll go back and watch it, but it's just like there's there's how long was it? It was long, right?
19 minutes, 18 minutes?
Oh, like I don't know, like, cause like we're ranking these, but it's like it's a narrated script. Like, what do you want me to like say? Like, are we ranking this off of like the story itself? Like,
Well, so I'm ranking it as a few things, right? So like I'm ranking it. So I gave it a 4 out of 10, and I was looking at it for a few things. So one, I was judging the story, right? Because we're being presented with a story. So I was looking at it as a story on
I probably
paper as
should have done that.
opposed to how it was communicated visually, more so just a story on paper. So I guess you could almost say looking at it like a book. Um, but also then I was looking at how the narrated script was produced too, and that's part of what went into my score. Is I'm like, yeah, the I have an alarm going on. The story isn't that bad, but it's not that good. And at the same time, too, like the narrated script itself, like yeah, it's not bad, but like there could have been more sound effects. Like it's got music in it, like, but there's no sound effects. I could have had like the original actors reprise their roles. I mean, there's a reason why they weren't, but I could that something that could have happened and it didn't. It was basically just me reading all the lines and trying to sound different. So, um,
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad. That is fair. I should have judged the story.
yeah, you should have, dick.
Ah! For that, you can put Lance Reality in F.
Woo! Sucker.
I did that with 5 too,
But what?
because I did that with 5 too. What?
Great. Okay, well, we don't have to talk about it on camera, but I want you to actually like listen to the story, or if you want, I could give you the scripts to just read because I want to know your take on the story.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I mean, so basically what I did was like, I mean, obviously 1 through 4 are on John movies, right? And these were something I made earlier this year, and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I kind of want to do that for the fifth one because I'm like, I have this story dangling that was almost done, and we're never gonna finish it. But that would be like a cool bonus thing to like finish off the story at least and do it as a narrated script. And then I'm like, well, I kind of want to do it with 4 too, because 4 was just like, there's no way you could just sit there and watch a table read. I'm like,
Yeah.
presenting it as a narrated script would be far more engaging, especially if I'm going to do it for 5. So I did it for 4, and then I did it for Galaxy War 5 narrated script on John Movies. Which was interesting actually. This had like 20 something views, which is high for a John Movies video.
Oh, rip job movies.
Yeah, I thought the story was better in this one, and I had a. That's why I actually wanted to talk to you about the story because there's some. I wrote this script for 5 last year, so like everything else was something I wrote in like high school, whereas like this I actually wrote recently. So I was curious what your take on what on it would be.
Oh, rip.
But
I feel.
yeah, I thought the story was on a different level than the others. I thought it would have been really cool to finish this. If anything, actually watching these makes me kind of sad that they never got finished.
We can finish them, bud.
Well, I'd have to remake the first 3.
No, just make 4 and 5.
What, and just Stranger Things it and be like, oh yeah, suddenly they're all 7 years older?
Yeah, why
I
not?
couldn't get all the actors I needed though. I mean, I could, assuming Grace and Kyle would even want to be associated with this. I don't know if I could get the Trinipla actress. I don't even know where she is. I think Grace said she moved out of state.
Uh, well then
So yeah.
rewrite it.
Well, if anything, I would just take the scripts and redo them. But I don't know if I really want to do that. Like, I don't know. This might just be something that needs to stay in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
gave the fifth one as a narrated script a 5 out of 10.
that's what I gave it to anyway. So
Ah!
yeah.
Um,
Look, honestly, for this video, the rules were kind of just like I didn't really understand the rules. Like I thought this was just like I even told you like this is all just like kind of fun and games for me. So like I'm ranking him like higher. So I thought this was literally just narrated script. Like I didn't even think about the story. So that's my fault.
dang. Rip egg. Yeah, I mean, oh well. It is what it is. It's sad. Like, it would be cool to see them finish, but I can live with the fact that at least they got done this way. It
Yeah.
is what it is. The last video we're going to talk about, though, is a bonus feature on John Movies. It's actually a timeline of the Galaxy War and Darth Momo events. Since they're all like a interconnected storyline, I made a timeline video to kind of like put it all in its chronological order and present it all. Um, yeah, so what did you think of this one?
I actually gave this a 7 out of 10.
I gave it a 7 out of 10 too.
I think, I mean, obviously, like, you know, there's a lot that I just was like, okay, like this is kind of cringe. Like, you're literally, there's like literal toys in there, and like, but like, um, I think the idea is really cool, and I give you a lot of props for doing it.
Uh huh.
Like, you created your own little world. I mean, I know it's Star Wars, but you still created like your own little timeline, and you put it all together. And I think the dedication and the effort and the care you have towards this is really inspiring. like, like I'm not gonna lie, like these videos. I mean, clearly, like now I understand why you wish that I didn't take all my stuff down because, like, I see how much you care about your videos, regardless of the quality. So,
Yeah.
like, when I saw this, I'm like, you know what, like that's pretty respectable. Like you put like even like these toy videos from when you were little, you put them on the same level as Darth Momo, and that's kind of funny. Like unironically, that's kind of funny. So I was like, you know what, I'll respect it.
Yeah, I mean that's really my whole take on it when it comes to taking down the old videos is it's like I mean I still think that they're bad a lot of them. Like I mean obviously we only put a couple of my videos in D tier and none of them went in C or higher. But I still like as much as I think a lot of them are bad and there's a few of them that I just straight up don't like. At the same time like I still love every single one of them. They're
So
like my children, and I couldn't imagine getting rid of them, much less to like the white slavers or something. But
well, here's the thing. I don't get rid of them. They're all on my channel, just
it was a
privated.
joke.
I don't know. My take on it is like they're so cringy, and I just don't want footage of me being really cringe on the internet. Like I just that's cringe. Like you know, I don't know.
And that's
It's
why, like, at the end of the day, like, I understand why you took them down. I don't, it's not something I would have personally done, but
the
I
other thing.
understand at least.
The other thing too is like I completely rebranded my channel. Like now it's supposed to be
Yeah.
like more like quality short films. Like I can't have like freaking all this garbage that we made on there. Like that's not quality. Like even the gunmen I'm kind of pushing on because let's face it, they're kind of cringe. At least like the first one has a lot of cringe. That's the second and third one I actually quite like, and the fourth one and the fifth one are pretty good. But there's a lot of cringe moments throughout them. So like even that I'm like pushing like
Yeah.
the limit. Like I really shouldn't be uploading them again, but I am. So
That's why, like, out of all of them, like, I understand, especially taking down the parodies. But I kind of like wish you would have left some of the originals up, just because like they were original, so like you're already on a different pedestal there, and it's like looking at it from the perspective of like these were made years ago, they're a bit more respectable. Like taking down Bad Cop, I understand, but like part of me kind of wish you left criminals and pirates up.
I'll think about pirates again.
What about criminals?
Am I in that one?
You play Officer Stein.
Does that mean bad cop criminals and the other one are canon?
I mean, if you want, I didn't create them. They're not my videos to say.
What was the other one that I play Officer Steiner in? Oh, in
It
Hunter,
was
dude. The
you played
bad cop is
Officer Steiner in what?
the Huntress. That means that bad cop is canon with Rotter.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. The Hunter or Bad Cop is not canon with the Rotterverse.
It is
Wilson
because I
versus
play
Snapshot is.
Officer Steiner in the Huntress. So therefore,
It's just two
bad
different
cop,
Officer Steiners.
huh?
It's just two different Officer Steiners.
No, it's the same character.
Are you saying that like because I play Agent Palmer in Batman, but then I also play a Palmer character in Galaxy War that they're all connected?
Yes.
Because then we already said Batman was connected to Rotterverse, so if we connect Galaxy War to Batman, it's all connected.
Yeah, it is. They're all under the same umbrella.
No. Wilson versus Snapshot, that's Rotterverse canon.
And Buckaroo 2 and 3 is canon.
Yeah, those are canon. All right, let me slot this sucker into C tier. Oh, I mean, I had notes for this. What else did I say? I said it was actually really cool. I said the information is presented pretty well. And I said the overarching, like, listening to this as an overarching plot actually kind of made, like, the videos seem cooler than they are.
That's so true. Damn, my fat ass.
You what?
Nothing. Nothing.
So that's our bonus videos, guys. The next ones we're gonna talk about is all the documentaries we've made. Because I
Mm-hmm.
like documentaries. I think documentaries are cool and they're still legitimate pieces of media. And so we're going to talk about those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're still private.
Well, not all of mine. And not Jake's is still up. And then Yak's because Jake made that trash one, and then Yak made the construction of the commander spoilers. So all right. Well, clipper off clip, off clipper high, clipper off clip.
Clipper off clip, going off clip.